Hello friends, we will be covering the following: atoms, the alpha particle scattering model, hydrogen atom, Bohr atoms, total energy spectra series, and Rydberg formula. Rutherford Associates performed experiments on the scattering of alpha particles from tin foil. A radioactive source of an alpha particle like 214 Bi is enclosed in a lead block. Alpha particles from this source are allowed to fall on the gold foil. This is where the thin gold foil is connected. These two chambers are holding the gold foil. So this is the gold foil here. A thin foil has been connected. The radioactive source of alpha particle is being provided from here, like 214 Bi is enclosed in a lead bricks. So these are the lead bricks which are holding this radioactive material, from where the alpha particles are going to be bombarded on this thin gold foil. So the alpha particles scatter in different directions, and the observations are made with the help of a rotable detector which consists of zinc. So there is a rotable zinc screen which is calculating how many and where exactly in which direction it has been scattered. So this is zinc sulfide. This screen is zinc sulfide. So what are the observations that we find? The observations are the alpha particles are being scattered. So this experiment is called alpha scattering particle experiment. The name of this experiment is alpha scattering particle experiment. The alpha particle that is pointed towards the center will go closest to the gold foil. So here, what is going to be the closest to this gold foil is going to actually strike the center. That is why it is being sent back. So some of it may see repulsion. Some of the alpha particle will go straight. Okay. And some of the alpha particle will go straight, and some will stop at certain distance, and some will turn and go back by 180 degree. This shows most of the space is empty because most of them are scattered or have been sent here and there, but very few of them are taking a U-turn. It means the space is empty. The distance is called the distance of the closest approach. The closest that the particle can reach is called the distance of the closest approach. So the values here, alpha particle is equal to, we can say 5.5 MeV, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2E into Ze by R square. So atomic number of gold Z is 79. So we are going to put the value for 79 here. Okay. So the value is 79 and it becomes 9 into 10 to the power 9 and 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 by square, and this is the value which is written down by this formula. The radius, we are substituting all the values. We get A will be atomic number of this gold is Z is 79, which I've already told you, which is here. So the value for A will become, which is the distance of the closest approach, will be 4.13 into 10 to the power minus 14. A graph drawn between scattering angle theta and number n theta of the alpha particles scattered at an angle theta for a very large number of alpha particles. So what we are doing is, this is a graph that is showing you the number of scattered particles detected by the scattered angle theta. So this is how this graph is representing. Before we start looking at these mathematical derivations here, let us understand the limitation of Rutherford model experiment, atomic model. So Rutherford model cannot explain the stability of an atom. Why it is stable? So it cannot explain the stability of an atom, that is, an electron revolving around the nucleus is under continuous acceleration towards the center. It should continuously lose energy and move in orbits of gradually decreasing radii. The electron should collapse into the nucleus, whereas it is stable. So Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom. A hydrogen consists of a single electron which revolves around it in a circular orbit of radius r. So we are studying here the Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom, and why so? Why we could not rely on Rutherford was that it cannot explain the stability of the atom. Okay. So now what does the Bohr theory of hydrogen say? A hydrogen consists of a single electron which revolve around it in a circular orbit of radius say r. Here Z is the atomic number, and for hydrogen Z will be 1. The electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron is, we can write down F, that force will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by R square. To keep the electron in an orbit, the centripetal force on the electron must be equal to the electrostatic attraction. Therefore, there is a stability. So, we are equating this force equals to the centripetal force. Now, m is the mass of the electron, v is the speed, and orbit of radius r, keeping r on one side. Now, we are bringing this r on one side. We derive that r will be equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon naught mv square from this formula. Okay. In terms of kinetic energy, if we have to calculate in terms of kinetic energy, r can be written as, we know Ke is equal to half mv square. The value for V, which is also derived from this formula, V is equal to E by root 4 pi epsilon naught mr. It is derived from these two equations, the value for R and value for V. So now we can say kinetic energy, putting the value mv square in this formula here, so kinetic energy will become E square by 8 pi epsilon naught r, substituting the value of velocity v here. Okay. We derive the following formulas for energy, the other part, which is the potential energy. So potential energy formula will become minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by R square. The total kinetic and potential energy, the sum of these two will make the total energy. When we add them up, will become E square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. It was minus. Okay, so this becomes the total energy. If we have to calculate the momentum, angular momentum denoted by L equals to mvr. We know this, L is equal to mvr, and Bohr quantization for angular momentum is nh 2 pi. Okay, so here we know L is equal to mvr. So taking mv on one side and bringing the rest on the other, so L by mr. From this formula, taking v on one side, L is equal to, which is the angular momentum, v is equal to L by mr. Marking this equation as 2. Putting the value of 1 in equation 2. In this equation, we are going to put the value of this value, we are going to put here. So we get v can be rewritten as equals to nh by m 2 pi r. We know from hydrogen atom, the value of v was this. Where is this value coming from? In this experiment, we have already taken out v is equal to E by root 4 pi epsilon naught mr. So we also have derived that V is equal to this part. So if we equate this equation and this equation of V for hydrogen atom, we have two equations of V. So if we equate this equation and this two together, we get the value for Rn. Okay, bringing R on one side in this equation, we bring the R on one side, we get R will be equal to this formula. So for hydrogen, if we consider N as 1, then we can say H square epsilon naught M pi E square. To calculate Vn, we have calculated here Rn. If we have to calculate the nth number, so for V, so we know we have got NH by 2 pi is equal to MVR. They both are the formulas for angular momentum. So once we equate these two here, and V is equal to NH M2 pi R. This is exactly the same here. The step till here is the same. And we substitute the value of R here. We were substituting the value for V here. We are substituting the value of R. Where is this R coming from? This R is from here. From this equation where we have derived force is equal to centripetal force. Okay, so here this R was derived. So when we substitute this R value in this equation, so the new formula for V, nth V, will become as this part. E square by 2 by H epsilon naught. Okay, I hope this was clear to you. 2n H epsilon naught. Okay, and V is equal to 1 by N. The energy state corresponding to N equals to say 1 has the lowest energy equals to, the value is minus 13.6 eV. This is the lowest in case we are taking only for N1. This state is called normal state. In name of series is Lyman. What do we call this? Number 1 will be Lyman series. So when hydrogen atom receives energy from outside by processes such an electron collision, the electron may make transition to some higher energy. So it can go to E2, E3, E4, which are called excited states. So from this, the hydrogen can go to the excited state. So excitation energy of an atom is defined as the energy required by its electron to jump from ground state to any one of the excited states. Here the second state will be say Balmer series, then the Pascher series. To calculate En value, the energy excited En, which level? So we know energy of hydrogen atom is 1 by 8 pi epsilon naught E square by R square. This is the total energy of the hydrogen atom. And from Bohr's atom, we know R1 value is equal to h square epsilon naught by m pi E square. Now putting 1 and 2 together, we get En total is 13.6. We are substituting this value here. We get substituting the R1 here in place of R. We get E will be equal to, substituting all the values, 13.6 by n square. Also, energy is equal to H into frequency. H was the Planck's constant. So to calculate energy, to calculate frequency, we can bring frequency on one side. So V is equal to energy final minus energy initial by H. We have derived this formula, so we can write this HV will be equal to ME 4 by 8 epsilon naught square H square, and in bracket 1 N square by final minus 1 N square by initial. So we have taken energy final minus the energy initial. Where is this part coming from? Here. This is the energy, and one will be the final, one will be the initial. Electron move in form of waves. Electron don't just revolve around the nucleus in a circular manner. They actually move in form of a wave. So if you stretch down, this is how they are moving. The electron is moving around. So electron move in form of a wave. Electron will have a wavelength, say lambda. Electron path will be 2 pi r and should be equal to n lambda. So 2 pi r is the total path and which should be equal to n number of lambdas. Okay. So this is our equation 1. So lambda is also equal to h by p. That is Planck's constant by momentum, which we have already seen. So here, once we substitute this value, okay, so we can say P, we knew P is equal to mv. So putting the value of 3, which is this mv, in place of P here, so it becomes lambda is equal to h by mv. Now this h by mv is being substituted here in this lambda. Okay, so we get 2 pi r is equal to nh by mv. So the new value for L, which is the angular momentum, we can write angular momentum is equal to nh 2 pi r. Here we know mvr equals to L. Okay. So a few more formulas we need to know for frequency. So V is equal to, these are formulas which you can just note down just as it is, no explanation required, but sometimes a sum comes. So here V is equal to 2 pi square mk square z square E4 by H3 in brackets 1 by n square minus 1 n square. The first one, initial and the final. So this is called the Rydberg's formula. So it can be written as, we can derive wave number, which is r v is equal to 1 by lambda equals to r z square and 1 by n square 1 and 1 minus 1 by n square 2. So you can just note down, no derivation is required for this, that these are the formulas for Rydberg. The emission spectrum of atomic hydrogen has been divided into a number of spectra series with wavelength given by Rydberg's formula. So Lyman's formula, with the help of which formula? With this formula, we are writing down that for Lyman series, what were these series? These series were, we are talking about this Lyman series, Balmer series and Pascher's series. So the formula for Lyman series will become this, for Pascher's this, and similarly for all the series using this formula. Okay. I hope this session was helpful to you. Thank you so much.